Looks like I managed to keep her intact.
But she still seems to be under the control of someone else. Do we have to strike down the one controlling her? But where could they be controlling Labris from? Just as I prepare to check the surrounding area for any outside presences, a voice echoes from somewhere.
You resorted to your fists in the end, after all. That's why people say your strength is fake.
There's a familiar voice that I can't quite place. Darkness manifests from out of nowhere and colosses into the form of a person.
What is that?
It's another Akihiko-san?
Whoa! Is that Akihiko-san's shadow?
The darkness dissipates, and what was left standing there was me. Just like Labris' shadow from before. It looks exactly like me. The only difference is in the eyes. While the others are stirring, he coldly declares,
You go on and on about resolve and whatnot. What have you been doing these past few years? Just training yourself to fight better, that's all. You haven't grown at all as a person. You're still running from your fear of losing people, just like before. So you were watching us. Looks like the mastermind of this thing has a lot of time to kill.
Huh? Mastermind?
He's taken aback by my taunt, but he continues on.
What are you talking about? I came from the sea of your soul. Enough. Do you think you rattle me with that tired old theme?
The shadow, no. The mastermind arrogantly tries to rile me up, but his taunts are powerless against me, and not taking the bait. No anger, not even surprise. There's nothing rising within me. My heart is completely placid.
So you won't admit it. Then, rise again, my puppet. Dance until you shatter.
The shadow orders the fallen Labris to stand. As if a puppet on strings, Labris responds to the shadow's command.
Looks like you've shown your stripes already. That power proves you're not my shadow. So what? You still have no choice but to suffer. Unless you destroy this thing, it will keep rising up and attacking you all. What will you do?
I glance over at Mitsuru. She gives me a slight nod, and I laugh.
Sad to say, but this show is over.
What?
It means we won't fall for the same trick again. Yamagishi, now!
Just as Mitsuru's voice sounds, the ominous presence lurking within Labris was repelled. Turns out, the person who Mitsuru contacted before entering the TV world was Fuka. I see. Her persona abilities could disrupt the control in Labris without her having to enter this world.
Are you all okay? Fuka-san?
Fuka Yamagishi. She's a friend of ours who helped us greatly in the battle 3 years ago. She has an analytic persona, and she herself is a whiz at digging up useful information. The Asogami High students don't know anything about Fuka, and are looking around in surprise.
Is this like Rise-chan's persona? Wait, where is she?
This feeling. What the? That voice. It's not coming from in here. Whoever it is out there.
Seriously? She can use hers in the real world? That's amazing.
That's not your shadow, Akihiko-senpai. It's just a fake mimicking your appearance.
Very impressive to guess correctly from such a long distance away.
You must be the one behind all this. You stole Labris and threw her into a TV. You were after persona users from the start. That's why you chose this school and tampered with Labris' memories. And you just demonstrated how you controlled those hijackers.
Why did you go after these students? What are you up to? Personas and shadows are one and the same. If I poison your hearts, I can recruit shadows with unparalleled strength.
Wait, what? You mean turn our personas back to shadows?
The heart is frail. Its weaknesses are never fully vanquished. Given the opportunity, it can betray you and return to darkness. Old wounds that you thought you had overcome opened once again. You almost let go of your hearts, your personas.
My gosh, this guy is giving me massive Organization 13 vibes from Kingdom Hearts. Oh my gosh.
This one's desire to make people suffer was perfectly suited for such a plan.
Plan?
You caused all this to gather strong shadows?
Why would you do such a thing?
All the loose ends are finally getting tied up. I glare at the enemy as he smugly reveals his grand scheme.
That's enough. I see now that there's no room for any more excuses.
Pull up my evoker. I can perform summoning without this now. I still couldn't just let it go. It serves as a constant reminder of those days fighting as a part of Cease. But so I don't forget the joy, the sorrow, and the losses from those days. I point the muzzle to my head just like I used to. The feeling of cold metal. The easy trigger pull.
You said before that I couldn't cast aside my fears.
Back then, I felt that I didn't care if I lived or if I died. I just wanted all the power I can manage. Whether my disregard for my own life was because I secretly wanted someone to punish me, or because I wanted someone stronger than I to forgive me and allow me to live. In either case, my resolution is no longer the same.
But I'll tell you something. People who have no fears end up dying early or throwing their lives away. My determination coexists with my fears. I know that death and loss are always close by.
I squeeze the trigger of my evoker. A nostalgic sensation. I was just a kid 3 years ago when I laid my life on the line. And now, though, I can't allow myself to die. In my heart, I know that I cannot lose this fight. I've accumulated all this power to protect others. I'm risking my life in order to stay alive and to keep my friends safe. That is my current determination.
And you still say you're my shadow?
If a shadow is just another form of one's persona, then...
My determination would never leave my side.
Alright, it's time to kick this shadow's butt. Okay, so... let's just wrap this up quickly. Oh, dump, it actually blocked the burst. Why has that been happening in this playthrough? What the heck? Anyway, might as well just keep going. And, that missed. That's odd. Anyway, gonna do a couple of Akihiko's really good punches. Oh jeez. Okay, gotcha. And there we go, he's done. Easy.
No wonder you managed to drive back a god once. I didn't think you'd resist this fiercely.
Thought that I'd done some serious damage to that thing. It seems he has no intentions of giving up this ridiculous charade. He nonchalantly carries on while he's still wearing my face.
This is fine with me. Good enough for my purposes. I've confirmed you have enough power to meet my expectations.
Good enough, my ass.
I know, right?
Who do you think you are? You're really pissing me off!
The mastermind contorts my face into an eerie smirk and chuckles.
I doubted there'd be any meaning in changing my appearance, but sure enough, it made for a very enjoyable game. I will see you in another guise next time. Just wait until then. Wait!
There's no way I'm letting you get away. I merely closed the gap between myself and him. But with a final smirk, he disappeared, just like Organization 13. Gosh dang it. All that remains is his laughter.
Yamagishi!
The reading disappeared. It didn't move, it just vanished. What could this mean?
Back to square one again.
Bullshit! Don't you ever come back again!
That just came out of nowhere, but that was so well timed.
Still, what was it planning on using our persona powers for? It hasn't given up, right? And we'll see it again.
Indeed. Based on what it said, I have every reason to assume that I'll return. The enemy's objectives are still mostly unclear. We don't even know who he is. We do have a lead, though. I look towards Matsuru and Agus. I can't say this in front of the students. The fact that the mastermind knew about Labrys is a big clue. We're most likely dealing with someone related to Kirijo.
Don't worry about it. We'll handle things from here.
Wait, but it kinda said it was still after us.
Of course. You should be aware that the enemy is out there. Akihiko only means that there is no need to abandon your lives to pursue it. We will do our best to ensure that no harm comes to you. That is, after all, our duty.
I'll just leave the rest of the explanations to Mitsuru. She's much better at saying the right things in these situations. In the meantime, I clear out the empty space where the enemy was.
The battle will go on, huh?
After all the members of the Shadow Operatives safely returned from inside the TV, we decided to spend a day in Inaba doing follow-up stuff and leave quietly the next day.
I'm glad things went well. Oh, but first, it's good to see you again. This is becoming a real reunion.
And your voice acting has gotten a lot better, Fuka. As Fuka looks behind her to the back seat, Mitsuru and I just smile at each other. Even for those of us who fought at that battle 3 years ago, journeying into a world inside a TV to retrieve a robot still sounds absurd. Still, we managed to accomplish our mission. We retrieved Labrys and we kept the incident as contained as possible. However, our plan to leave quietly, like a covert ops unit should, was foiled by that group of students.
They were certainly a lively bunch to the very end.
Zero seems to have thought the lapse in security wasn't enough to stain the overall success of the mission, smiles. I recall the smiling faces of those students as they came by to see us off from Inaba. I didn't think they'd all show up. They turned the quiet departure we planned into a big scene. Labrys, who Mitsuru opted not to reseal, is still gazing out the rear window and waving to them.
You regret parting with them?
A little. But it's only a matter of time. I promised Chie and the rest that I'd definitely come back.
I want to see the Inaba group and say goodbye to them in person. Labrys was the one who insisted on a formal goodbye. Not only that, she herself decided to leave them for a while and join the Shadow Operatives. Even if it was unlikely that she could go to school with them. There may have been some way for her to see her new friends more often, instead of joining up with our secret group. But that wasn't what Labrys wanted. There are things I must do in order to pursue the mastermind that dragged all of us into this incident. If I stay with the Shadow Operatives, I can accomplish those things. Those were her words. She has formed bonds, but rather than depending on them, she'd rather push forward. This must be why she's able to overcome a past filled with more grief than any ordinary person's. Her resolve is amazing. And Labrys isn't the only one who gained a new determination in these lands either. In order to speak in my own resolve, strain myself, and face Mitsuru.
Mitsuru, may I talk to you?
What is it? It's unlike you to be so formal.
This won't be any time soon, but I'm thinking of leaving the Shadow Operatives eventually.
What?
Huh?
But you just did your first ever mission for us, Akihiko. What the heck? Fuka doesn't seem as hard hit as the other members, but even she's looking at me with confusion in her eyes. This was actually something that I've been thinking about from the very beginning. These feelings have been smoldering inside me ever since I received my first mission. Finally found an avenue to direct those feelings. Mitsuru seems to realize that this is something that I've given a lot of thought to. Responds in a business-like manner.
May I ask why?
There's something I want to do now. I can't do it while I'm part of an unofficial group like this.
People who fear random acts of violence and crime. People down on their luck who have no one they can turn to. I want to be someone they can rely on. There is one great power that protected me in the past when I was faced with senseless acts of violence that caused me great loss. As an ordinary police officer. Right now, I'm forced to turn a blind eye to the plights of some people. As long as I have to carry out my obligations as a member of the Shadow Operatives, I won't be able to help them. I'm going to have to forego protecting some of the smaller things, in order to deal with the larger missions. This case helped me realize that I don't want to give up on those smaller things. I want to protect them.
I see. I think you would be well suited to it, Akihiko-san.
Becoming a police officer to protect one city would be great too. I'm not against working my way up through official channels to become a force for security. But greater power is required to protect a larger area. And that power can't just come from my fists. There are greater, intangible powers in society as well. It wouldn't be a bad idea to work my way into an upper echelon as a government official either. And again, I don't know if I'm cut out for all that bureaucratic stuff. Mitsuru I've been quietly taking in my musings, and interrupted my train of thought with some surprising words.
Of all the things you were going to say, that's it?
What do you mean that's it? Even I know it's pretty ordinary, but...
Whether you man a police box or become a career officer, you should do it. And if you do, then I'll consider your circumstances. To an extent, whenever I need you.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
For a moment, I couldn't understand what Mitsuru meant.
Wait, are you planning on making me belong to 2 departments at once? You wouldn't use the Kirijo name for that, would you?
Bite your tongue? I won't do anything. But even if I don't, it'll happen on its own. You underestimate the organization's need for you. Leaving that aside, if you're going to wish to become something like that, then there's something you need to do first.
You're right. I need to train more and...
No, I meant going back to college.
Mitsuru sternly adds, "You should follow Yamagishi's example." That reminds me, I took a leave of absence from college to go on my journey. I didn't have a problem with my cases while I was still attending. What about now?
Do not
When my
worry,
classes, dang it.
Akihiko-san. I will calculate the units and time necessary for graduating, and plan the most effective curriculum for you.
I'll be counting on you, I guess. I've been thinking this for a while now, but Akihiko seems to need someone to manage him.
I'm honored.
Another trial for me to face.
Someone's in trouble.
Labrys interjects with a joke at my expense and starts laughing. I guess Mitsuru and even Fuka warmly smile back at Labrys. For a robot, Labrys sure has great timing and a great smile. I give up and have a deep sigh before leaning back in my seat. Labrys quickly form new bonds in Inaba, and she will surely continue to form new bonds unless she works within the Shadow Operatives. One's heart changes through encountering others. It's the same whether your heart is covered with muscle or metal. Even if the culprit behind this incident were to appear again, he is no match for my new determination. The weather's great today. Today's cloudless sky is a perfect metaphor for my new resolve. Thinking about how fitting the situation is makes me laugh to myself. After all this traveling, I finally feel like I've taken a step forward.
Here's a list of sponsors who brought you today's program.